Hi, this is Fountain, and today I'm going to be talking about a topic which I guess some may consider as quite controversial. And yeah, I guess I consider it quite controversial, although that perspective doesn't have to be true for everyone. And yeah, I'm sitting here recording this on Mount Tamarine, which is a mountain that supposedly sits on top of a giant amethyst crystal, which is always an interesting kind of story, but not one that I will be going into in this vlog. Okay, so a number of years ago, I took the opportunity to sit with some medicine, otherwise often referred to as ayahuasca within modern Western kind of language, and in Pucallpa in Peru. And I lived with a group of facilitators and other participants next to the maestros and maestras for about 3 weeks. I'm not going to go into the details of the experience, of my experiences there, and I don't have anything necessarily to say about that is, to put it in a bad light or anything. But yeah, so now I'm obviously feeling a calling to start speaking about this online. However, I am quite conscious of how and what I share due to the hype and obviously certain ethics of the medicine, which I won't be going into in this vlog, but I do desire to share in another vlog in the future. Of doing and speaking of the medicine. There's a whole lot of ethical things that people should consider. In saying that, I probably shouldn't say what people should and shouldn't do, but they are definitely ethical things that I feel are important for people to consider. Anyway, in this vlog, I'm going to be talking more about one of the major themes that myself and many of the other participants were experiencing while there, and that was just something that obviously that the medicine had brought to light. And I also want to remind you that we hold all knowledge of anything that ever has and ever will exist. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a bold statement, right? But and I just want to remind you that we have the potential to remember a lot of these things, and that you don't actually have to consume medicine to remember these things. Nor do I recommend that people take medicine like this either. It's it's a very personal experience, and I don't know if you heard that, but that was pretty cool. Yeah, let's just put it that way. I don't recommend, I wouldn't just recommend blatantly online for people to consume medicine like this, or actually any kind of medicine, especially psychoactive medicine. It's something that it's more of a one-on-one kind of discussion that people would have with other people that have knowledge about it. So anyway, moving on from that. So yeah, one of the main themes that we were experiencing was that obviously all illness and disease in the physical form, whether it be in your body, inside your body, it could be in your brain, different parts of your body, they're a manifestation, or otherwise known as a mirror, of psychological or like emotional trauma or stories that we haven't let go of, or we're struggling to let go of. And and there's a reason why sometimes when people have experiences with medicine or other types of practices, which they then become aware of these things, they'll often change some things about themselves. And so yeah, you kind of have to go into it all with not with the expectation, but yeah, I should put it this way. No, you should go into it without the expectation that you're not going to change anything. Yeah, you should go into it without the expectation that you're not going to change anything of how you perceive things and how you may want to live your life following them. Because when we're sick, you know, with the disease, with illness, we're often actually not living in alignment with our missions and our soul purposes. And so, you know, hence why the sickness is there in the first place, to let you know, hey, look, something is not in alignment with where you should be, or, you know, with what you've actually come here to do. You know, it's like a flag, like, hey, something needs to change about your lifestyle, because you're off path a little, if I can put it that way. And if we don't make the changes, then we're going to speed up the process of exiting out of, you know, this three-dimensional reality. So that then, you know, some may say we then have to come back over and come back here again and do it all over again. Not to say what is good and what is bad, but yeah, that was the major thing. Was like, yep, illness manifests in a physical form because of something that's going on psychologically, emotionally. It's showing up as a sign to say, hey, you need to change something about your lifestyle. You know, that could be about the location that you live, could be about the food you eat, could be about the stories that you tell yourself, and, you know, the job that you have, things like that. And if you don't decide to change them, well, then the illness will continue on. And, you know, we have so many medicines, right? We're aware of so many medicines that can help with illness and sickness, you know, disease. And which is great, and that can help with the process of some things. However, it's just like a band-aid on a massive wound, and it'll only help so far because the issue runs much deeper than what the medicine can help with. If you know what I mean? Like, even taking a psychoactive medicine like ayahuasca, like she might be able to show you something. She being medicine, sorry. The medicine might be able to show you something. I'm just referring to it in some traditional terms here. Might be able to show you something, but she can't make the changes that you might need. You know, it's just a sign, just to show you. So yeah, it's basically, it's a reminder just to check in with yourself and those around you. You know, if there is illness, if there is disease, you know, more often than not, there are some lifestyle changes that need to be made for it to basically disappear, if I can put it that way. You know, there's a whole lot more obviously I can talk about with this. I'm also conscious in that there could be people watching this that have different perceptions and different levels of understanding. So I'm also conscious of the fact that I don't want information to be misinterpreted. But I also am coming to the awareness that sometimes information just has to be shared, irrespective if it's going to be misinterpreted by even one person, because there's usually others out there that actually do understand where you're coming from. And whether that be right now in this moment, or whether that be at some point in the perceived future. So, yes, that is, I guess what you could say, my vlog, talking about the number one thing that the medicine showed me. Not that we don't already know this, we already do, we just sometimes forget, and sometimes we just need a reminder. And sometimes you don't need to go through medicine to have these reminders. Sometimes it'll show up in the form of something really traumatic, or sometimes it'll show up in a more subtle way, even through meditation. You know, don't get me wrong, I know life that can be hard sometimes, and then maybe it's not supposed to be like that. Maybe it is to a certain extent, nor do I want to say that we should be experiencing the level of suffering that is going on in this world. But often a lot of the suffering that's going on is through our own doing, which can be hard for some people to get their head around. or get their heart round, or get their being around. But that's one of the more, I guess you could say, universal or macro perspectives on those things. So anyway, that should be enough said in regards to that. If you want to keep discussing this further with me, you're more than welcome to in the comment section down below, or you can click on the various social media links that I have in the description box down below, and I will see you in the next vlog.